In this scene, taking place in the graveyard, many come to visit supposedly dead Juliet in her tomb, yet more is going on in the graveyard than what is to be expected, such as a fight between foes and farewells between lovers. Also in the scene is the end of Romeo and Juliet. That's scene 3. Okay.
Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew tree stand thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm with the eke up of graves, but thou shalt hear it, whistle then to me, as signal that thou hear'st something approach. Give me those flowers, do as I bid thee, go.
I am almost afraid to stand here alone in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Flower with flowers, thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What with the torch, muffle me night awhile.
Thy mattock and thy wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee, were terror, then hearts and seest stand all aloof, for do not interrupt me in my course while I descend into this bed of death, is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone, but if thou jealous dost return to pry in what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage, wild, more fierce and more inexorable, far than empty tigers or the roaring seas.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship, take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all this saying, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
That banished haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died, and here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy hollow toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore I come hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. thee, let them affright me. I beseech thee, youth put not another sin on my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself. Stay not, be gone. Live, and hereafter say, a madman's merry lord thee run away.
I do defy thy combination and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Tempt not a desperate man. Wilt thou tempt me? Wilt thou provoke me?
I wasn't filming.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at me, boy!
Oh Lord, they fight! I will go call the watch.
Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
Do this faith. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man when my bestowed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, when writ with me is our misfortune's book, I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. Oh no, a lantern slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death lie thou here by a dead man interred. When men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, beauty's ensign yet. In crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do thee, than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder hits that with thine energy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this place of dim night depart again. Here I will remain, with worms that are the chamber's maids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world weariest flesh. Eyes look your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips, oh, you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death.
Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot now which once ran on the dashing rocks, thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with this kiss I die.
Romeo, alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Romeo, O pale, who else? What, Paris too? And steeped in blood, ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance the lady stirs.
O comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise come from that nest of death, contagion and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come, away, thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead in Paris too. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay.
Is here a cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips, haply some poison yet doth hang on them. Aww. Thy lips are warm.
You may. Which way?
Yeah, noise? Then let me be brief. O happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die.
There, this is the place where the torch doth burn.
Is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoever you find attached. Pitiful sight. Here lies the country slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, a newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go tell the prince. Run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montagues. Some others search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these Patu's woes we cannot without circumstances descry.
Here's Romeo, man, we found in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him, and he was coming from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
What misadventure so early up that calls our person from a morning rest?
What should it be that is so intrigued abroad? Oh, the people in the streets cried Romeo, some cried Juliet, and others cried Paris. And all rung with open outcry toward our monuments.
Which fear is this which settles in our ears?
Sovereign, her lies, the county Paris slain, Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens, oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken Montague, and it is sheathing in my daughter's breast.
Oh, me, this sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son, and her now early dawn.
Alas, my liege, my wife, is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this to press before it thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of you and your woes and lead you ever into the death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance be slave to passion. Bring forth that body's suspicion.
I am the greatest able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder, and here I stand both, to impeach and page myself condemned, and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long, as is a tedious tale. Romeo their dead was husband to that Juliet, and she their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife I married them. And their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom I not for Tybalt, Juliet hired you to remove that siege of grief from her betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then I gave her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended for it. Wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come this dire night to help take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came some minutes ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris, and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her, come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from thee to my, and she, too desperate, would not go with me. But as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and is off, and this miscarried by my fault. Let my old life be sacrificed some hour before this time unto the rigor of Severus' law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua, to this same place, to this monument. This letter early bid me his father, and threatened me with his death, going into the vault, if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the Hachshara, made your master? In this palace, in this place.
He came with flowers and strewed his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes with one light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's word, their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge can laid upon your heart with that heaven finds mean to kill your joy. With love and I for winkings, discord, to hate, lost, a brace of kinsmen all are punished.
O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for I can no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold that wiles Verona by that name known. There shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true, of faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his lady's life for sacrifice of our eternity.
Glooming peace this morning with it brings the sun, for sorrow will not show its head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall pardon and some punished, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Yeah.
There, where the